Hi, this is Martha, Group 4. I'm the moderator this week. Um, our first question was, using a relevant topic of interest to you, describe how a public meeting would be structured for each step in the ladder of citizen participation. Kayla and I had, of course, two different projects that we were interested in. Kayla was interested in the language project for immigrants. Her discussion, I will just try doing them both kind of equally. Um, the first topic was, the first step of the ladder was manipulation. Uh, Kayla said that educating immigrants because they may not be aware of the issues. They haven't had any power or been encouraged or allowed to participate or they haven't had any input coming into this meeting. My issue was the bringing of farm fresh vegetables into the schools, uh, primarily my daughter's school. And my thought was to contact the school board and see if there was any interest, and contact the school food authority and even the farmers market co-op. So along similar lines, making them aware of the issues that we're dealing with. The second rung was therapy. Kayla said that working on curing the immigrants' pathology and helping them to overcome what caused it, what are the obstacles that led to it, and telling them what they are going to do without asking them for their input, and trying to cure them of their language barriers. My thought was that because I have been a foster parent for many years, and adopted children out of that program, I think a school psychologist for my issues would be beneficial, because foods have a lot of psychological effects, and we would need to see what the beneficial effects would be, both physically and psychologically, for fresh foods, green vegetables, that sort of thing that some children have never seen. The next rung of the ladder is informing. For the language program for immigrants, Kayla talks about that she's going to let them know that this is our program. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to involve you. Engage them, but still not allowing them input or allowing them to play an active role. For informing, I was, as far as the Farm to School project, sending questionnaires to gather information to see how much parents know, how the staff feels about this, and just getting their input, but the input would stay with the person promoting the program. Number 4 was consultation, asking what do you think, what can be done, what obstacles are there. Make the people involved in this, the immigrants, feel as though they are contributing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you will have to use this information, but it's good to glean the information. Let them feel like they have power, but when in actuality they don't. Let's see. Mine would be more, after you've gleaned the information from the parents, kind of taking that in, kind of looking at it, try to decide whether there is enough interest. You've you've informed them, you've asked them questions, which is also part of the consultation, and you kind of have a feel for where you're going to go with this. Number 5, partnership. Well, I have it's sorry. Kayla talks about negotiation and a joint effort. Maybe join forces with an informed immigrant group that already exists. And that's a wonderful idea. And I need to find my other page, which I'm not doing very well. Okay. As far as partnership on the food to school program, you would be looking at involving local politicians, the farmers, of course, and again, the school staff and parents. Everybody has to be involved because the School to Farm project would affect everyone. And you have to know that you have people behind you. And the last was citizen control. And Kayla talked about let the immigrants govern the program. Policies for the program, hiring, the firing, they would be accountable for that program. Give them the grant and say we are going to let you use this how you think it would be most effective. Let their voices be heard. On citizen control, it would be putting the responsibility back on the parents and the school food authority, letting them be involved in how that's going to happen. The farmers, you need the farmers involved because you need to make sure that this is going to work, that the parents really want this. They're going to encourage their children to eat healthier. And you can even involve, like I said in my video, the restaurateurs, and there are people in the ag department that are very much in favor of organic foods and good foods in the school system, that sort of thing. And of course the students have to be involved because they have to want to do this. And that takes care of that. Our question in group 4 was, according to Bond's actions for facilitating participation, how can we expand opportunities toward meaningful participation towards sustainability? Kayla brought up some very good points. She said we need to share resources, acknowledge the inequalities and the power and resources. Engaging the community because you want them to be a part of the process. Make sure you're not objectifying people, that you are looking for the overall phenomenon and not focusing on the individual, because there would be trust issues. And you wouldn't want a project not to be successful. You want the project to be successful. So by allowing everyone to play a role in this, you are towards your goal. You are more successful, could be more successful. I listed the basic, what Bond said, as far as actively question or reevaluate your participation. Maximize mutual respect for the different resources, and recognize power differences. And Kayla talks about recognizing power differences, but my computer keeps wanting to die. But avoid the sense of hierarchy. You want to acknowledge it because it is there, but you don't want to seem to have all the power, which is totally understandable, and that's a great point. You are helping them because you want to see social change. Number 4 was focus on the phenomena, not the person, which I addressed. By focusing just on the person, it takes the focus off the larger issue. And the larger issue in the schools is that the childhood obesity rates are very high, that children are raised on fast food, that they need to be educated as to what is good for them. And I believe that that will maximize their potential as well. And the last question that we had, if I can find it, here it is that is participation in sustainability efforts more or less important than in other social change work? I said before, I think participation is equally important in both. Social changes and structure and sustainability and all that are connected, and one encourages the other. Sustainability will provide social change, and that's all I've got to say. Thanks.